This is the Holden Trailblazer, a Colorado 7 in drag perhaps, but it's gone from rough to refined. It's a completely different kettle of fish, the first of 5 new cars in 5 months for Holden, signifying the transformation of their brand over the next 2 years. When you approach this sort of vehicle, a separate chassis truck, you need to keep in mind that it is essentially a ute platform with a wagon body on top, and that is not a recipe for a great driving car. It usually means it is going to be crap. In the Colorado 7's case, which is the Trailblazer's fairly closely related predecessor, that was definitely the case. It rode like poo, it kind of looked a bit poo, its interior was cheap, and it was a grumbly, rough truck. Now, Holden is marketing this car as a truck, but it actually drives much more like a car. Even though there's a lot of similarities, there has been a lot of fine-tuning on this car, 3 years worth actually. Interior that we're looking at right now, the only thing that's carried over is the steering wheel and maybe a few other little bits and pieces. It has seriously gone from rubbish to refined. And the driving experience, while we're sort of rocking around a little bit on a country road here, because we are in a separate chassis truck that can tow 3 tons, and that does impede on its ride quality a bit, it's not irritating. It actually is quite relaxed. The steering is progressive, turns into corners well, it's faster geared than it used to be with the same turning circle, but you actually get a sense that you could live with this thing and not completely hate it. And yet the one thing that the Trailblazer really has up its sleeve is its drivetrain. It's pretty much a carryover 2.8 litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder with a 6-speed automatic, but it had a lot of work in refining the transmission connection to the engine, damping out the vibration, making it perform on the go. Like, we had 4 people in this before, stomp on the throttle, it's straight into boost zone, straight onto max torque, punches off the line. It's really impressive how effortless its driving experience is. Now, as you'd expect for a car that is quite old, this is a 2011 vintage vehicle, maybe even 2010 in some markets. It isn't perfect. There's still no reach adjustment in the steering. There isn't quite enough under-thigh support in the driver's seat. I'm sitting here with my legs kind of bunched up to be on the right position on the wheel, and my passenger here is probably in the same boat with the passenger seat. The back seat's pretty good. You can sit 3 across, definitely good for 2. But I think it's just the way that this thing manages to have the truck appeal of a 3-ton towing capacity with a modicum of styling with surprising refinement. And that's something that this category of car, i.e. truck with a wagon body, doesn't ever succeed at. Everest apart, perhaps.